Hey, I'm Jensen, and I'm gonna be talking about Serial Season 3, Episode 5, Please Baby Please. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the layout of this episode. This episode seemed pretty kind of rushed, in my opinion, and it fit, I think it was 3 stories into this one episode instead of the typical one story with lots of depth and lots of detail that kind of squeezed, like, that made it really, most of the episode's pretty fun to listen to. I think there was one other one that kind of felt like that. I think it was episode 2. I'm not a huge fan of the layout. So I'm gonna start talking right away about Brian. I believe, yeah, he was a judge. So Brian, in his case, I like the biggest takeaway for me from Brian was his use of evidence. With the bus fight turned shooting. Turned shooting. Like, blew me away. You know, like, he's normally they just sit there and listen, and other people point out this stuff, but he pulls up this footage and shows it to everyone. Raw, unedited footage. And the reason that's so important is raw, unedited, untouched footage is indisputable. You can't go, well, that's edited, or that's whatever, or it's taken out of context. It's just raw footage. It's indisputable. You can't deny the truth when it's right in front of you. Like, yeah. That, it was a really wise move on his end. The older dude, Rockman, or whatever his name was, that surprised me. I like looking into old boxing stuff, like Mike Tyson era, and all those guys. So when I heard Rockman, that was pretty interesting. I originally didn't recognize it at first, but when it explained that he was a heavyweight boxer, I was like, oh wow, yeah. And then I pulled up some stuff on Google about him, did some outside research, and I was like, oh wow, this guy fought Mike Tyson and stuff. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, him shooting the guy, I feel like the whole entire thing with him pulling a gun was unjustified. Even though he's an old guy, I think he's like in his late 50s or 60s or something. And with as much experience as he had, he could have handled the situation differently. Like, he could have knocked the guy out. I mean, sure, he's 60 years old, but some of that experience and strength is going to stick over, or carry over from your glory years as a heavyweight boxer. Like, Mike Tyson, he just fought Jake Paul last year, and sure, it was a horrific fight. Like, it was super boring to watch. Pretty sure it was staged. But, like, if you watch the training videos of Mike Tyson, he's still got it. He's still a big honking dude with crazy muscle and an insane workout routine. If you didn't watch that fight, the workout routine was actually really cool. That was probably more fun to watch than the fight on Mike Tyson's end. Anyway, so where else was I? Yeah. Unfortunately, I have to side with the victim on this one, sort of. Rockman didn't really have... I mean, you could definitely argue self-defense. 100% you could argue self-defense. But did it need to go to that extent? I think not, especially with the tools that he had at his disposal, with past experience. Let's see what else I had. Yeah, that's about all I had. I was mostly interested in the Rockman story. I liked that one. It was pretty interesting to me to see such a big name get mentioned in a subject that actually happened to, like, older boxing. I didn't recognize the name right away, but after doing a bit of research and seeing he fought Mike Tyson, I was like, okay, I probably recognize that guy. Yeah. Anyway, besides the format, pretty good episode. Definitely kept me hooked. Yeah, that's about all I have to say about Serial Season 3, Episode 5. Thanks for watching.